Really quickly, just before I get started, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who's hanging out. I really appreciate it. My name is Avery. I'm a variety streamer who is trying like my third ever body paint today. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. And hopefully we'll have a good time. Thanks. Let's go. I'm not sure why, but every time I always think it's going to be the best idea to start with the face makeup so that I can't touch my face after that, and then there's less likelihood of smearing everything else. But basically, as soon as I had applied this initial layer, I realized that I was going to need to make myself much, much paler. So then I went in with a wet makeup sponge, tapped it into some white body paint, and just tried to overall make myself a little bit whiter. I wanted to see look a little bit ghostly even, and that would stand out against the purple. After that, I went in and filled in my eyebrows with a green body paint and then really went to get darker on around my eyes. I really wanted to give it a more sunken in look. I also decided to put on my purple lipstick now, which in retrospect made about no sense, which is kind of the theme of this video. Then I began outlining the general stripes for the suit, which was probably the hardest part of all of it, was making sure that you get the shoulder pads and all of the stripes in the right places. So I decided to start with the dark, which we learned from the last video is not the way to do it, but it for some reason is how I consistently keep doing it. When I started going in with the white body paint is when I realized that I was really going to need to layer this on thick in order to achieve a brightness that would make it contrast with the skin tone I had chosen. So I started making sure to really go in with that and make sure it was bright enough to stand out against my skin. And then I realized that I also should wrap around further because I might want to try and get more dimension and more angles from this look. So I started bringing the black lines a little bit further back on my body and wrapping it a little bit further around my arms. And now, for the bane of my existence, the lapel and collar. Believe me when I tell you, I had no idea what I was doing. I start out this whole experience with one of them going a totally different direction. All of it was completely misplaced. So you'll see later, I end up erasing basically half of this work that I'm doing now. The plan of attack for fixing the structural integrity nightmare that was this collar and lapel was to replace some of the darker lines. Again, I don't know why I start with the black lines in this case. It seems more confusing, but it in my brain made more sense. And then I took a little brain break and I just went in and added some more white lines around where I knew you were going to be seeing more videos later. So just like cut me some slack. I just took my minute, okay? Okay, but just like in life, you can't avoid your problems forever. So now it's time to go in and re-add in some of the highlights that are going to be on the lapel and do a little bit of respacing to figure out where the shadow is going to fall on the backside of that and make sure that it doesn't line up so that there's a black line on another black line so that it gives it a little bit more depth and dimension. You'll start to see this more in action now as I start fixing some of these angles and readjusting some of the placement of the white and black colors so that it just gives a little bit clearer of a picture in the end. And now that I've corrected some of my spacing issues, it is time to go in and color in some of those block spaces that I had to erase before. And then just extend the design further down my body so we can get a more full coverage, full body look. This also applies to wrapping the design a little bit further around my back and my arms. Oh, I also threw a cute little button on. I just thought it would help complete the whole thing. I liked it. Now that the clothing is finally placed, it is time to go in and do some dimension on the physical body. So I decided to do a little bit of shading around my breasts and a little bit around my collarbone just to give it a little bit more pop. And I also wanted to give it a little bit of a base of green eyeshadow of where I was going to end up making the green blotches that were super, super recognizable for Beetlejuice. After that, I went over all of the places that I'd used the green eyeshadow with a little bit of bright green body paint. And then it's time for the wig. And there you have it, guys. This is the final look. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're in the area, come visit me on Twitch. Hope Hope to see you soon.